the time of your diagnosis, we'd very much recommend you try to maintain your cardiovascular exercise levels wherever possible. However, the minimum standards recommended are 150 minutes of moderate activity per week. This can comprise of up to 20 minutes a day if you're just starting out, 30 minutes if you've been active for a little while, and up to 40 minutes 6 times a week if you're an active person already. Okay, so these are our set of advanced videos. Alice is kindly going to demonstrate for us again today. So the first one we're going to do is for mobility. So we're going to look at threading the needle through full range. So we'll ask Alice to go into a 4-point kneeling position, please. She's going to stack her hands under her shoulders and her knees under her hips. She's got her spine in a nice neutral position and her head with the back of the neck nice and open. So Alice, we're going to ask you to take the left hand all the way up towards the ceiling and follow it with your head. Lovely. So we get as much rotation as we can this way. She's then going to thread the hand underneath and through, heading backwards behind her, lovely, turning through there. We're going to ask you to repeat that movement, Alice, please. So what she should feel with this is that she's getting a nice stretch through the middle of the back. We're aiming to get full rotation movement through the middle of the back. In terms of repetitions, you can do 5 to 10 repetitions, up to 3 times a day, and she should not have any pain or discomfort while doing this movement. So this is our roll down plus exercise, or roll down push up plus exercise. We'll show you both variations. So Alice is standing with her feet shoulder width apart. Okay, she's going to roll down from the top of her spine. So from the back of her neck, she's going to roll forwards, keeping the knees nice and soft, making sure they're not straight. She's then going to walk her hands out into a plank position, whereby her hands are underneath her shoulders, okay? She's keeping her head and her back in a nice neutral position. She's then going to walk her way back, so keeping the knees nice and soft. She's then going to pop the weight into the heels, tuck the chin and roll up from the lower back up towards the neck, okay? We'll just repeat that movement, please, Alice, once more. So keeping the knees nice and soft, rolling down from the chin, stacking over the hands. Okay, nice and steady through the movement. We're trying to keep the pelvis stable throughout, walking back and slowly coming back up. Again, keeping the knees soft, rolling up from the lower part of the spine, keeping the chin tucked and into neutral. This is the first level of this exercise. We'll just show you a slight advance on this. So same thing, rolling down, keeping the chin tucked in until we get here, walking the hands out, and Alice is going to show us her best push-up. Lovely, and back up and coming back through. Wonderful. So this exercise is going to work the core. It may also work the arms a little bit. In terms of repetition, again, we'll keep it simple. We'll do 12 reps, 3 sets, and up to 3 times a week. So this is our single leg RDL. For this, we're going to use a light or moderate weight. If you are more advanced, you can obviously use a heavier weight as you feel able. So Alice is going to pick the weight up for us, obviously bending the knees in the process of doing so. We're then going to stand on one leg, okay? And using the back leg as a lever, we're going to allow the weight forwards with gravity to pull our body forwards while the back leg raises up. To start with, we can do a small range, okay? We want to make sure the leg we're standing on is not locked. So you can see there's a small bend in the knee there as she comes forwards. If we want to make this a little bit more challenging, we can go full range, whereby we take the weight all the way down to the floor. If we do that, we have to make sure that the lower back stays in a neutral position, so we're not getting any rounding through the back here, and that the back leg is coming up to a good level. In terms of repetition, we're going to ask Alice to do 12 reps of this, 3 sets. And we should be feeling that the muscles in the back of the leg are working quite hard. It might go down to the foot, that the foot is also working quite hard as well, but we should not feel any pain anywhere. We'll be doing this 3 times a week. So this is our advanced lawnmower exercise. Alice has a nice heavy weight on her right hand side. She's got her left foot in front. Most of the weight will be going through this front foot on the left hand side. The right foot, the heel is up, and there's a minimal amount of weight going through there. In order to complete this exercise, we're going to raise the right hand above the head. Okay, she's going to bring that weight forwards and down, keeping the weight in the heel on the front leg, taking the weight to the outside of the ankle. From here, she's going to drive through the heel, come all the way up and bring the weight back up overhead. We'll go again for full range, please, Alice. Thank you so much. So This movement speed is perfect. You can make this a little bit easier. We can go a slightly smaller range. The weight doesn't come all the way down. But if you're struggling with this movement, we would recommend making the weight lighter. In terms of repetition, we would ask you to do 12 reps, 3 sets, 3 times a week. Targeted muscles here should be glute muscles, so muscles in the bottom and back of the leg, maybe a little bit in the front of the leg as well, the quad area. You shouldn't feel any pain with doing this exercise. So this is our advanced squat. So for this activity, you're going to need a moderate to heavy weight. If this movement is new to you, please feel free to begin this exercise with a lighter weight. Alice is standing in a just wider than shoulder width position with her toes turned out 5 degrees. We're going to ask Alice to pick the weight up while bending her knees and bring it into what we call a front rack position, so the weight is on the front of the body. We're then nice and slowly, with control, we're going to sit our bum back, keep the weight in the heel, make sure the knees don't drop in together, okay, so they should be following your second toe. She's sitting back, keeping the weight close, and then driving up through the heels, okay? We shouldn't feel any pain in our lower back with this. If you feel anything in your back, please pop the weight down or get a lighter weight from what you have available. This speed is perfect, no faster. We're also making sure that Alice's weight stays into her heels and we don't get a forwards knee translation, so you shouldn't feel any pain in your knees with this activity. Muscles targeted is going to be muscles into the glutes, so the bottom muscles, muscles in the back of the leg, the hamstring, and also the quad at the front of the leg. In terms of repetition, we'd ask you to do 12 repetitions, 3 sets, 3 times a week. Okay, so this is our advanced low, medium, high row exercise. So Alice has a weighted cable here. So we want you to select a weight that's going to be moderate to hard for you. If this is a new movement to you, please make sure you select a weight that is manageable. Okay, so the movement comprises of this. We've got one foot in front of the other. Okay, this helps you to keep your back in neutral throughout the activity. We're going to ask Alice to do a low row to her side, so bringing the hands to the pockets, lovely. We're then going to come into a medium row, so in the middle, lovely. Release through, and then we're going to come into a high row whereby the elbows do not come past the body, and release down. Lovely. Can we ask you to repeat that movement, please? So what we should feel is that the lat area, the back of the shoulders, is all working nice and hard. The lower back and the neck should stay in a neutral position, and the elbows at no point really should come past the body. In terms of repetition, we'd ask you to do 10 reps, 3 sets, 3 times a week. You shouldn't feel any pain with this activity.